Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to Popternative. This is the podcast where we have digital dialogues from the worlds of social media, sports, and pop culture. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis, and on Twitter I go as PD Beats. Something we've been doing lately is specific one-on-one episodes. This is a show often known for panels, but we do some one-on-ones, and we're going to do something I like to call Life of a Hockey Player, where we're talking to a professional hockey player in the Detroit Red Wings organization, currently playing Grand Rapids in the AHL, and he is a Memorial Cup champion in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League with the Halifax Mooseheads. Martin Ferk is with us. Martin, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. Right off the bat, Martin, I said life of a hockey player, but before we go into, about you, take us through a life of a hockey player. You have a game or you have a practice. What do? You wake up, you have breakfast, you go to the gym. What is it like?
Yeah, well, I guess everyone have a different schedule, but like my schedule, I usually woke up a little bit earlier than the other guys. I want to make sure I get there the first guy, and so usually I get up around like 6:45, 7. Then I just have a quick breakfast, take my dog out. Then I'm going to the ring, and I usually work out. I do my things to make sure like I'm ready. That's that's the routine what I do, and then we have a practice on the ice. Then some days we have our trainer, so he's got another workout for us. So I do mine, then I do his workout. So sometimes it can be sometimes harder, but it's not too bad, we do practice on the ice usually. Maybe an hour, less than an hour, it's all depends what day it is, because like every day we practice on something else, right? So if you have a long stretch with practice, so it's a little bit harder than if you have a lot of games in your week. So, it all depends what the coach wants to do with us. Then, after practice is usually day off for me, I just hang out with my girlfriend or with my dog here because she's living with me. So, we sometimes get bored, but you just have to find a way to make your day interesting.
Absolutely. I'm sure Netflix comes in handy sometimes too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I spend a lot of time on Netflix. Yeah, I do that.
Absolutely. So I mentioned it in the beginning of the show. You played the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League with the Halifax Mooseheads, and you are a Memorial Cup champion. So right off the bat as well, a lot of people want to know about this whole concept of starting junior and then shifting to the pro. So for you, what was the hardest thing from going junior to playing your first year pro?
Well, in junior, right, I was playing with the kids, right? But coming from my last year junior, winning everything, we have such a good team, and my linemen were like right now they are playing in the big league, so that was much easier. But for me, the first year coming to the pro, I was thinking I'm ready, but I was not ready at all for my first year. That's why I spent some time in the East Coast League too as well. But I just tell myself the next year I kind of be better. I have to be better shape and also be better mentally too, right? Because it's not easy when you get sent down to the East Coast, and now you hear the guys they are telling you all the stuff like, well, what are you doing here? You're a bad hockey player. You just have to be strong mentally. And then it took me a little while to finally get the spot here in Grand Rapids. I think last year I finally earned it, and I have a pretty good year. I was scored a lot of goals, so that's what they want me to do. So but probably the hardest thing was just being around like a man's, right? So they are all more experienced, right? They know how to play the game, right? So that was tough to get into it, but some players get it right away. For me, it took me a couple of years, but I'm happy I finally got it, and I can do good. I can help the Grand Rapids Griffins win a lot of games and be the best player for the team.
And one thing that's interesting about you is you indeed made your NHL debut this year, but not with the Detroit Red Wings, with the Carolina Hurricanes. That must have been pretty crazy. And then getting claimed back by Detroit. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that was fun. You know, it was a fun 1 month in Carolina. You know, when the training camp started, you know, I kind of knew like they I know I'm going through the waivers out if they're going to send me down. So I was just making sure like I have to do good at the training camp, and my training camp went very well. You know, I was playing a lot, and the coaches was telling me I'm doing a good job. But yeah, they just decide to. You know, they make a room for. I was not on the roster, so they have to. They said, "Hey, you're going on the waiver." So I said, I didn't have like anything else to say about it. I was just like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And then, Carolina picked me up, so I went there. It's nice. I'm very happy. I finally get to the big league. I got 2 games right now. No one can take it from me, right? So yeah, that was fun, but. After the month, they said, "Hey, you're going back on the waivers." Then when I saw the Detroit's claiming me back, I was like, "Oh my God, this is just like this is gonna be great, right? This is just a dream." But yeah, so yeah, they reclaim me and put me back here in Indianapolis because they have the rights to put me right away to the AHL. So I just take it, and you know, I just told myself I want to get back in the big league, and hopefully I can make the debut with the Red Wings soon.
How did you find out about that? Your agent, social media? Like, how did you find out you got claimed back to Detroit?
Yeah, well, at 12 o'clock, that's where it's usually saved, right? So my agent called me right away, and he said, "Yeah, you're going back to Detroit." And well, I was just start packing my bag from Carolina, and just was getting for the flying for getting back to Minneapolis.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was because definitely there was a lot of talk on social media about that, you know, starting with Carolina and then going right back to the Detroit organization. And Martin, you know, we spoke about, you know, your junior hockey career, and there's a lot of things in the junior hockey career that are really important to one's development as a professional hockey player. The World Junior Hockey Championship is one of them, where we just saw was in Montreal and Toronto. A tournament like that magnitude, it's got to be like hold a special place in a lot of junior hockey players' like hearts, right? Representing your country on that big stage, it's your first like opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah. It is. I mean, for me, I played twice the World Juniors, so I was very proud of myself. Also represent my country, right? So that was a big thing, you know, and even Halifax treated me very well for that because they're very proud, right? You get players from your team going to represent, so it also representing your team and your country. So yeah, I'm very happy for that. It's also like you're playing against the best like juniors players, right? Against you, right? Against Canada or like Russia or US, you know, that's just like that's just the memories will stay in you, right, forever. But yeah, it was always special for me to go there and represent. And yeah, in juniors overall, for me, like I was deciding what I should do when I was 16, if I should stay back in Czech and try to make the pro team or going to Canada and play here. So I decided to just try that, and I will never regret that. You know, I just take my way, and other guys do the opposite way. But you know, that's just how it goes. And you know, I'm right now. I'm right here, and I think my way worked very well.
Different players will have different opinions or different mindsets in terms of what they want to do for their hockey career. You're a European player that played his junior hockey in the Maritimes in Nova Scotia in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Different people have different reasons. What was your main reason to come to Canada to play junior hockey?
Well, for me, it was like I bet for every single kid, it's the dream to play in a big league, right? Yeah. So for me, I was decided let's just try to go to juniors, and there will be a lot of people be watching you, right? So you just have to do good, and yeah, it works well for me. I'm very happy what we decided with my family, and now I'm here, and was a long way to get here, but now like I can say anything bad about it. But yeah, how you said it right, because other guys take the way to stay in Czech and play pro there, right? You can play pro in 16, so
Yeah, that's what I meant, like staying in Czech. So
it's not a bad thing. I know a couple of guys, they stay there and they went, because you play against men right away, 16, so it's a more experience for you. But everyone taking a different way, and for in the end it works for me, so I'm happy how it goes.
no, absolutely. And you were drafted in the second round of the National Hockey League draft, and it's something really interesting to see. Where players like you that have played in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, played on a very good line down there too. Probably one of the most iconic lines in Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, like in the last 5-6 years easily. And I spoke to a couple other players, Martin, and that are playing in the AHL right now. A couple of them have been on the show before. Connor Garland, currently playing for Tucson. He played for the Moncton Wildcats. Ryan Spooner, who's now playing in the NHL, played in Providence. It is, and you can vouch for this, it is a completely hard, different game in the AHL versus the NHL because of, like, you talk about the differences between the AHL and the NHL? Because I've heard a lot of things about the AHL being a completely different world, one could argue, versus the NHL, because a lot of people are, trying to get up to the big leagues, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there is, it's hard to say, because especially even back at home in Czech in the summer, and they ask me like why you can go to the Red Wings. I said like it's not easy. Like so many things have to work right for you to get there. So yeah, like when I played the 2 games in the show, it was way much easier than being in the AHL. I mean, like from AHL, everyone wants to get up, right? So it's even harder, Sometimes it's just like a grinder game. You just have to battle through, and hopefully you will pick a point or something. It's not that easy, I mean, for me, look at me. I was 2 years straight in the East Coast because I couldn't get it playing. I couldn't get like the time playing here in AHL, and finally I cracked it last year. So yeah, it's not that easy, but that's people who never play it, or like they don't know what they can say anything about it, because it's even harder than it looked. But I guess when you make it to the show, you wish to stay there as long as you can, right? You don't want to get back here because it's a grinder again, and you don't want. So yeah, it's for sure it's a different 2 different leagues for sure. It's way harder being in AHL.
Whether you're playing in the CHL, whether you're playing in CCHL, which is Junior A, or going to get a scholarship in the NCAA, every hockey player, for what goal they want to reach, whether it's getting a scholarship, whether it's getting drafted, there's goals, right? For you, you had a lot of goals. How did you focus on your goals and block out everything else? Because we all know, too, with social media and our world now, Martin, one can argue that there's a lot more distractions than 10 years ago. So how do you stay focused as a professional hockey player?
Well, I mean, for my goal was always, since I was watching hockey, or finally I realized what is a show, So for me it was a dream. I want to play in the US or Canada and be in the show. So my dream is to make it there and stay there as long as I can. And it's through the so many years I went, there's always upside down, right? So you just want to do what you do best. I said to myself, I was not that good at the school. I said I just tried to put everything into hockey, right? So my thing was, that's why I came here to Canada, play juniors, and I said in the 3 years I was there, I just want to do the best, and hopefully I can get drafted drafted, then signed in my first pro contract. So everything works well for me. And there would be right now. That's my last year of my contract right now. So now I gotta go build some credit for the new contract. So there is always when you get that situation, you kind of starting thinking too much in the head. What happened? Like, do I will sign here or do I will not? I would just say just have to stay focused on the game. Go day by day, then look at the future, because the future, it will happen somehow. Only thing what I can do is make sure I'm always every day I'm ready to practice or play the game. I can't look too much in the future and thinking about my new contract or whatever.
But are you not surprised about social media being a distraction for athletes? Like, we've seen a couple of times too that in the World Juniors last year, like Hockey Canada, they put away their phones for the whole tournament because it was a distraction. Like, what do you think about social media as a professional athlete?
I mean, I don't really know, right? You can read a lot of things about yourself, right, if you want, but I'm never do. I don't want to look at it. Everyone have a different opinion on that, and for me, I remember when I was in junior, they always took our phones too when we used to go for a road trip. So they took it at night, so we couldn't go on that or text someone. But it's all depends on you, I guess, where you want to do, right? If you wanna read something about yourself, yeah, go for sure. Go on the Twitter. There will be a lot of things, but I never do. That's just who I am, and I will just I will just try to stay away from it and stay focused on hockey.
So you understand and sympathize with the concept that it can be a distraction.
Yeah, it can be, right? It depends how you put it in your mind and if you keep thinking about it, right? But whatever, everyone can say whatever they want, and I guess that's all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, a couple of questions, and last questions, then we'll wrap it up. 2017, it's a new year. With a new year comes new goals, new resolutions. Right off the bat, Martin, what's 2017 looking like for you? What do you want to accomplish? I think we're going to know the answer to that question, but what's 2017 mean to Martin Frk?
Well, for sure, be the best for my team right now in Grand Rapids. That's where I am right now, and it depends how it all goes, right? How the Red Wings will do as well, and hopefully to make it there one day and stays healthy too, right? That's the most important thing. So, those probably three things, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting too, staying healthy. And, this life too of, players that are having their first couple of years with the AHL that get called up from time to time in the NHL, that is a whole different world as well, where, with injuries and everything getting called up, we see the emergency calls up and then you go back down. A lot of travel's involved in that as well. What can you comment about that? I mean, it's part of the game. It's part of professional sports, right?
Yeah, for sure. If you get hurt, that's just what happens, right? You can do anything about it. That's just how it's supposed to be. But I want to make sure I don't want to get hurt, so I want to always be ready. I want to make sure I do work out and I just take care of my body, right? So that can help too. Or you can you don't have to be hurt as if you take care of your body, maybe you will be hurt for 2 weeks. If you don't, it can be a month. So it can be different, but if you wanna play a lot, you wanna stay healthy, and hopefully that's what happened. You will be the guy who can call up, and now you get hurt, right? So It sucks, but that's what happened, and that's how hockey's go sometimes.
Yeah, I have one last quick question I want to bring up. Early on, we were talking about European players choosing to come to Canada, to United States. So when you were I don't know, but I'm going to ask you. When you were growing up in Czech Republic, you didn't speak. Did you speak English?
No, I did not. I learned it. I have classes in the school, but I never really paid attention to it because I didn't think about going ever to US or Canada, right? For me, it was playing hockey in Czech. I was young, and I said whatever, I don't need it right now. And well, for me, then finally it becomes like, yeah, you are going to Canada, and I said, well, I don't know anything. I don't know like any word in English, but like I will learn when I get there. And
Yeah.
I did learn a lot. 3 years I was there, my billet helps me a lot, or the guys in the room helps you a lot too, right? That's how you pick up very fast. I didn't have there any Czech guy, like not a European guy. So he couldn't help me to translate anything, which that was super good for me because I did have to pick it up by myself.
Yeah.
Then I started dating my girlfriend. She's from Canada, so it went way easier now. Like she helped me with everything, and I barely have any problems with English.
Yeah, no, that's interesting too. Surrounding yourself with people, and I didn't think about the billets. That's a very good point, Martin. I didn't think about that at all because you're with your billet family, for a long time, and you're eating at the dinner table with them and everything. And that's an interesting point for sure. Well, Martin, we thank you for your time, and we here at Popternative wish you all the best for 2017, and we hope to see you in the National Hockey League soon.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. Well, this has been Popternative. You can catch previous episode of Popternative on our YouTube page, and you could watch you listen to our show on iTunes as well. You could follow Martin on Twitter at, what's your handle, Martin?
It's a Furky91.
And it will be on the screen right there, so people can check that out. So thank you, Martin. All the best with Grand Rapids. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you next time with some more episodes in the next few weeks. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.